Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lori and today I thought it would be interesting to rank as many Harry Potter characters as I could think of based on how they are in the books. So I'm doing this strictly based off of the books. That being said, I'm looking forward to this. I've been rereading the books lately, so I'm interested to see. So let's get into it. Okay, so to start, so how this is gonna work, I have a bunch of Harry Potter characters here and I literally picked as many as I could think of. But for the categories from top to bottom, the very top category being Lupin and Ginny. I mean, that's a maybe spoiler. I could see other people being in that category though, so we'll see. The next category is Honorable Weasley, which, yeah, there's a reason Honorable is in quotes and Weasley isn't. There's some people that I love just as much as the Weasleys. They're not quite in the top tier, but they're pretty close. The middle category is Hufflepuff, just because I'm sorry to anyone who's a Hufflepuff. I am not. Yeah, Hufflepuff. They're okay characters. They're not great. They're not my favorite. They're just kind of middle ground. I love them, but meh. The second to last tier is Send Them to Azkaban. They're important to the story, but I don't want to deal with them. They can just go away. And then the last one is Avada Kedavra. Fill in the blank, I guess. So now for me, I will say there's a lot of characters, so I'm gonna try and go as quickly as possible. I feel like some characters is gonna be easier. But the first one is Dumbledore. Now, I do love Dumbledore, but I kind of have mixed feelings about it. It's like, I get why he didn't tell Harry because he didn't think he was ready, but there's times when it's just like, you should have told him earlier at least. But I do love Dumbledore. I love what he does and how he helps and looks out for Harry. So I'm gonna sort him Honorable Weasley. He's still just as important. The next person is Harry, and he is the main person in the story, obviously. There's obviously things I love about him and there's things I don't like about him, more so on the love side, but he's not my favorite character either. It's really no, you know what, he's gonna be an Honorable Weasley. Okay, the next person is Neville. He's in the Lupin and Ginny category too, so I knew I would probably put him in that category, but I didn't want to like spoil it and add every single person I was gonna put in that category or something like that. So Neville is just up there with Lupin and Ginny for me. Neville's brilliant. Yeah, it's Neville. The next person is Ron. I think it's pretty obvious where I'm putting him. He's a Weasley. The next person I am ranking, again, Hermione. I get how she's important to the story. I think this is one of those where I actually prefer her more in the movies, because in the movies she's tougher. She is somewhat tough in the books, but she cries so much and it kind of annoys me. So only for that reason that Hermione kind of annoys me, I'm putting her in a Hufflepuff category. It's happening. The next person is Ginny. I literally named a category about her. So there's that for ya. The next person is Molly Weasley and Arthur Weasley and Fred and George and Percy. And yes, I am putting Percy in this category, not just because his last name is Weasley, but honestly, in the books, his character arc is so remarkably unique. where he basically says, yeah, I messed up. I'm sorry. I apologize. And he proves himself to his family in like a chapter. So for that, he's still in that category for me. I do love Percy. So he's in the Weasley category. Book Charlie as well. I kind of am I was actually always bummed that he wasn't in the movies. I get why he wasn't, but I thought it would have been cool, and especially in the movie, not in the movies, but in the books, he really is there for Harry. Do you meet him earlier than Goblet of Fire? Or do you meet him right? Point is, Charlie is in that category too. And then same with Bill. Yeah. Again, there's a category named after the Weasleys, so yeah. The next person is gonna be Fleur. I do like Fleur. She's not my favorite. She kind of seems like she would, like if I met a Fleur in real life, I'd be like, I don't know how I feel about you. But she's kind of one of those like, meh. Like, you're not really a fan of her when she's dating Bill. You learn that she actually does love him later, but it's still like, meh. It's not the best, not the worst. The next person is gonna be Cedric. Again, one of those you kind of do, like, I do like Cedric, but he's not quite Honorable Weasley. He definitely serves a purpose, and for that he is Hufflepuff. Crumb, I think, is also Hufflepuff, only because he's not in the story enough. I feel like if he had been in the story enough, it would have been better. But the fact that he wasn't, I will say one of the things I do like is that he like brought out the jealous side of Ron, which was amusing. But yeah, Crumb is a Hufflepuff in my eyes. Okay, so the next person on the list is Bellatrix Lestrange, or Lestrange, however you want to pronounce it. This is gonna be an interestingly unpopular opinion, but I kind of love to hate Bellatrix. Like, she's totally evil, but I still love to hate her. But do I love to hate her that much? You know what? I think I'm going to put Bellatrix in the Hufflepuff category. But I love to hate Bellatrix, so she's in the Hufflepuff category. I don't love her as much as the Weasleys, but I love to hate her, so she's in the Hufflepuff category for me. The next person is Sirius. Honestly, I do love Sirius's relationship with Harry, but I think I just wish we had more time with him. Like, we weren't able to ever see him like truly be like a godfather to Harry. He definitely tried, but we never saw him being able to truly be a godfather to Harry because he was either in Azkaban or in hiding. So for that, I think I'm putting him in the Hufflepuff category too. Next person is Remus Lupin. Made a category with his name in it, so yeah, he's top of my list. Honestly, he's the one I consider most and foremost a father figure to Harry. Again, I do wish we had more time with him, but the time we had with him was brilliant. The next person on the list is Peter Pettigrew. Do I want to kill him? Problem is, he's important to the story. No, he can die. I'm okay with that answer. The next one is James and Lily. For the same reason of Sirius, we don't get to know them that much. In book 6, like Harry experiences, he idolizes his father for so long and then realizes his father was human, basically. So I think I just wish we knew more about James and Lily. And then Lily, yeah, James is in the Hufflepuff category for me. just because I wish we knew more about him. I feel like we knew the most about Lily in a weird way, and all we really knew about James is that he was arrogant. But he was also, like, you know, loyal and friendly to his friends and everything like that. So for Lily, do I put her in Hufflepuff? Yeah, I think I do. I wish we knew more about them. Like, the only time we really learned about them is through memories of Snape. And that kind of sucks. The next one is Fox. I did add some of the animals in here just because I'm an animal person and I love it. And I do love Fox, not just because if I could have a magical creature I'd want a phoenix, but Fox is so unique and cool and different, and he's part of Harry. So for that reason, Fox is an honorable Weasley. The next one on the list is Snape. I have mixed feelings for Snape. I do love him and how he was so loyal to, like, Lily, but he was such a bully to everyone else. And you don't even realize Snape's a good guy really until, like, when there's like 5 chapters left of the 7th book. So for that reason, unpopular opinion, yes, he was in love with Harry then, or Lily. That'd be awkward. He was in love with Lily the entire time, but he was such a bully to everyone. But I mean, Lily and Snape are next to each other. Like, Lily's in the middle of James and Snape. I think that's cute. I'm sticking to it. The next person, I love McGonagall. I don't know if I love her as much for this tier, but I do love McGonagall, so she's just so badass. So I'm gonna put her in the honorable Weasley category. Slughorn. Okay, I always love Slughorn. Rereading the books, I'm not 100% sure anymore. I don't know, Slughorn, he does seem really cool. I think I liked the movie version of him a tiny bit better than the book version, but he is useful to the story and everything like that, so I think I'm gonna put him in the Hufflepuff category as well. Gilderoy Lockhart, God, he's an idiot. He's incompetent and everything like that, but I love him. I love Gilderoy Lockhart. He's so worth it. He's an... No, you know what? I'm gonna put him in a Hufflepuff because I do love him. Yeah. He's in the Hufflepuff category for me. That's how it is. The next one is Mad-Eye Moody. We don't know that much about Mad-Eye. Like, the only real time we get to see Mad-Eye is when he's not Mad-Eye, you know? So I don't know how I feel about Mad-Eye. So for that, I'm putting him in the Hufflepuff category as well. Now, Barty Crouch Jr. He is one. Again, like, he's technically Mad-Eye teaching them. Like, he's technically teaching Defense Against the Dark Arts in the 4th books. This is hurting my head. Where do I put Barty Crouch Jr.? I think I'll put him in the Hufflepuff category. No, yeah, because I also feel like, for me, I feel like for Barty Crouch, if he maybe got a fair trial, maybe he wouldn't, like, we don't actually know if he actually technically was a Death Eater when he went into Azkaban. Like, he could just have been roped into everything, or could have been under the Imperious Curse for all we know. And then when he was in Azkaban, he went crazy enough to think that the Dark Arts were right to go against his father because his father sent him to Azkaban. I feel for Barty Crouch Jr., but yeah, Hufflepuff. Barty Crouch Jr., he can be sent to Azkaban. I wouldn't want to kill him, but he needs to see the experience that he put on his son. Yeah, he's just there. Tonks, she's an honorable Weasley. She's not Lupin quality because we don't know that much about her either, but every time she's in a chapter or anything like that, you do love her. Watch yourself, Harry. Okay, I had to. Dolores Umbridge. I'm not even looking. I barely even looked. Just done. Shut her out. Voldemort. We'll send Voldemort to Azkaban. I wouldn't want to kill him outright because, like, part of me kind of feels for him a tiny bit. Kind of was handed a bad card of cards. Yeah. To me, honestly, Umbridge is the worst. Umbridge is worse to me than Voldemort. Next is Draco Malfoy. In all honesty, I wish he got a better arc in the books than he really did. Because I feel like he didn't really truly get that much of an arc. I mean, he kind of did, but he kind of didn't. Like, he could have had an even bigger arc, I feel. Yeah, I'll put him in the Hufflepuff category. Lucius Malfoy. He's the reason the Chamber of Secrets technically opened. Kind of love to hate him. He's a Hufflepuff too. Next is Narcissa. Honestly, I love Narcissa. I love Narcissa. Just because what she does at the end, she literally saves Harry because her son's alive and she wants to protect her son. And I have Narcissa's wand. Yeah. In all honesty too, I think, like, with Narcissa, it's not necessarily about, like, who she is, but who she married is why she's evil. But the only times we really meet her, she's never really evil. I do love Narcissa. So Narcissa goes in the Honorable Weasley category for me. This is Andromeda. I really actually wish they had put Andromeda in the movies because I think it would have been really unique to show that difference. Because there's, like, Andromeda's pure good. She marries a Muggle-born in Ted Tonks. She has Tonks as a daughter and goes on to, like, raise Teddy. I do love Andromeda. I honestly wish she was in the movies. Yeah, I wish she had been in the movies. Lavender Brown, we don't care about her. Cho Chang, we kind of don't care about her either. Not just because, like, they, like, dated Ron and Harry. It's nothing against them for that. They just annoy me. Actually, no. You know what? I like Lavender better than I like Cho. Lavender's a Hufflepuff for me. Because, like, every time she's in a scene with, like, is it Parvati or Padma? I think it's Parvati. Which one is the Gryffindor? Which one is the Ravenclaw? That is why I didn't put the twins in this category, in this list, because I was like, I don't know which one's which. But anytime she's in a scene, like, in Divinations, it's amusing. Yes. Yeah, Cho just annoys me. Kind of similar to Hermione, how she's always crying. Like, I get why Cho's always crying, because she liked Cedric and everything like that. But the fact that she always wanted to talk about Cedric, that just always annoyed me. It's like, you don't just, no, I don't care. I don't want to talk about him all the time. No. So, we'll send Cho to Azkaban. Sounds harsh, but yeah, sticking to it. Luna Lovegood. Oh gosh. She's not the top tier for me. Because she does, yeah, she's not the top tier for me. But she's up there. She's pretty good for me. Next is Kingsley Shacklebolt. Honestly, I wish we knew more about him too. I do love him. Especially since he, like, becomes Minister of Magic and is, like, one of the good ones. I'll put him in Hufflepuff because he is a good... Oh, no. We'll put him in Hufflepuff because he is one of the good ones, but... yeah. Next is... Mundungus Fletcher. He's just annoying. Like, we can just kill him off and it's okay. Okay, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. I don't hate Dobby. but I don't love him like other people do. And I think honestly part of it is, no. See, my only thing with Dobby is he like is the one that like kind of starts the movement for Hermione when it comes to like elf rights, and everything like that. Yeah, I'll put him in the Hufflepuff category. I do love him, but he's not my favorite. The next one is Creature. Strangely, I like Creature better than Dobby. And I think it's because Dobby was always good. Creature, you didn't like at first, but then he really got an arc. Like, he figured it out. Like, once Harry was nice to him, he figured it out, and he was totally Team Harry. Yeah, I'm gonna say Creature, especially at the Battle of Hogwarts in the books where he's like, fight for my master, and he's like totally, like, he loves Regulus, because Regulus was nice to him, and he's like, fight for my master, fight for the House of Regulus, and fight for the House of Potter. And no, I love Creature. I honestly wish they had made that full arc in the movie. A lot of this is gonna be what I wish they had done in the movies. Not gonna try and go down that path. The next one is Winky. I just feel bad for Winky because she doesn't know how messed up her logic is. Because the whole time she's like so loyal to the Crouches when like they're horrible to her, but she doesn't know that. I feel bad for Winky. She's kind of in the list of Dobby. She's next to Dobby for me. The next one is Hagrid. How much do I love Hagrid is what it's gonna come down to. Dang it. For me, Hagrid is one of those where it's like, I never saw him as like a father figure. I know some people mention him like he was a father figure to Harry. I never saw that. I always saw him as like the uncle or like something like that. No, he's in the honorable Weasley category. Again, he's one of those, like, he's kind of like Neville. It's like if you don't like Neville, then what's wrong with you? It's kind of like Hagrid, but I don't have the biggest affinity for Hagrid that I do with like Neville or like Lupin or Ginny. But yeah, Hagrid, honorable Weasley. He's still really good. You still love him. The next one is Buckbeak. Again, I think this is just because I want a hippogriff too. I love Buckbeak. He's up there. He's next to Hagrid. They can be buddies. The next one is Hedwig, which also is in the honorable Weasley category. I put Pigwidgeon in here just because I put Hedwig, so I was like, what's the other best known owl? Pigwidgeon. So I put Pigwidgeon in this category. I think he's in the Hufflepuff category for me. Okay. For Dudley Dursley, he does get an arc, but I still kind of don't like him. I'll put him in the Hufflepuff category because he's not as bad as his father, who can be sent to Azkaban. Yeah, I was debating if we should just kill Vernon Dursley, but no. We'll send him to Azkaban, because he's just, he just thinks he's, I have thoughts on Vernon Dursley. Whereas Petunia, I understand. Like, if I had a younger sister and one day she got a letter and was able to go to a wizarding school, I'd be pretty bitter. But I do understand where she's coming from. Like, I totally get it. She'll be with her son. You know what? We'll just kill Vernon. I've changed my mind. We're killing Vernon. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. The next one is Seamus Finn again. I do like Seamus anytime he's in it, so I'm gonna put him in the Hufflepuff category. I do like Seamus. Again, he's one of those I wish we got more of. Like, we didn't get that much of him, considering him and Dean Thomas and Neville literally shared rooms with Harry and Ron for 6 years, technically. But yeah, and then Dean Thomas, he's kind of in the category with Seamus as well. Again, we didn't get, like, I feel like we even got less of Dean than we did of Seamus in a weird way. I don't know. But I do love him, but I wish we had gotten more of them. Moaning Myrtle. Is it bad that I just kind of feel like, I mean, she comes in handy occasionally. No, you want, we'll send Moaning Myrtle to Azkaban. She, again, same reason Cho and Hermione annoy me. She's just always mopey and cryy, and it's annoying. So we'll send Moaning Myrtle to Azkaban. She's not the worst, but meh, I just don't. Meh. The next one is Trelawney. I do love Trelawney. Editor me real fast. Just want to point out that rewatching this changed my mind about 3 people. Gilderoy Lockhart is 1 category up, so he's in the honorable Weasley category like I put him in initially. And then Fred and George are in the Lupin and Ginny category because, yeah, it's Fred and George. How can you not love them? So, yeah, those 3 people move. Okay, back to this video. I feel like Trelawney's Hufflepuff. She's just kind of like there. I do love her. Kind of annoys me, but she's not obviously horrible. She's just not my favorite either. She's not like McGonagall level or like Hagrid level or like Weasley level. She's just there for me. The next is Oliver Wood. I put him in here because if you've ever played sports, there's always been that person that's like so driven that it just annoys everyone. They're like, I'm the best and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go forward, and you're just like, okay, we get it. But he's amusing. He's not horrible, he's not my favorite, but he's pretty good. Colin Creevey. Okay, in all honesty, this is gonna sound weird because in the books and the movie, technically, I feel like Colin Creevey is a little bit of all of us. Like, if I go to Hogwarts, like if I got a letter saying that, oh yeah, you get to go to Hogwarts, I would totally bring my camera and take pictures of everything. Like, he is just like, he is what everyone would be if you're Muggle born. Like, he'd be like, I'm taking pictures of everything and I'm gonna show my parents. So for that, like, yeah, he's kind of annoying, but you can understand why. It's like he's like in this new world. There's also like the Hermione where you're like, I understand where she's coming from. Like, I would also, I'd be this weird mixture of Colin Creevey and Hermione. I'd be really like, ooh, I know it, because I like would study everything and anything I could get my hands on. But yeah, there would be the Hermione aspect of me where I'd be like, I know, pick me. But there'd also be the Colin Creevey aspect of me like, ooh, can I get a picture? I'm gonna take a picture. So for that, do I put him in, yeah. I'm a little, because I'd be a mixture of Hermione and Colin Creevey, I bet. Aunt Marge, we can just kill her. We don't, yeah. Mrs. Fig, if she did tell, and there's literally a line she says where she's like, if the Dursleys knew you had too much fun in my house, then it wouldn't work, you know, something like that. Which I totally get, but at the same time, if I was Harry and like someone told me like, hey, you're a wizard, but don't tell an uncle that you know, or that I told you that you know, and you have to pretend like you hate it, I'd be like, okay. I pretend I hate it at your house, but secretly love it. Yeah, I mean, she's not the worst. She's just, she's Hufflepuff. No, she's Hufflepuff. Mr. Filch. I don't feel bad for him, but at the same time I kind of do. It's like you're a squib and you have to clean everything without magic. That's kind of not fair in a place where like literally you have a spell that can clean things. So I kind of feel bad for him. That's the only reason I don't want to kill him. Mrs. Norris though, she can just be killed. Kind of wish she had been in Chamber of Secrets. Not gonna lie. Ariana Dumbledore I have in here. We don't know too much about her, but what we do know is really sad and tragic. So for that, she's in Hufflepuff. Yeah, she's Hufflepuff. And then so is Aberforth, just because, again, we don't know too much about him. He is really nice when you come down to it, but Mr. Ollivander, he's just kind of there. He's definitely useful, but he's kind of there. Flitwick for me is kind of in the Honorable Weasley category. I do love Flitwick. I have an affinity for Flitwick. Whereas Griphook can be killed. I don't like Griphook. I don't like him. I don't like him. He's, yeah, no. Lee Jordan, in all honesty, should have been in the books or in the movies 100% more. He should have been in the books 100% more. Just because he wasn't in the books that much. Like, anytime he was brilliant. But he wasn't in it enough. So for that, he's an Honorable Weasley. If he had been like a main character, like been in them a bunch more, he'd probably be up there in the #1 slot. But no, he's Honorable Weasley for me. The next one is Fudge, who can just be killed as well. I don't like Fudge. He can, yeah. Karkaroff, I feel kind of bad that he was terrified, but he also chose to be a Death Eater, so I'm gonna just put him to send to Azkaban. Yeah. Madame Maxine, I mean, I like that she was the love interest for Hagrid. I think if they really went with that storyline, it would have been made at a time bit maybe better or maybe worse. I don't know. She's kind of honestly not my favorite. So yeah. The next is Fang. I just think Fang is adorable. But he's in the Hufflepuff category. He's in it just enough, so he's perfect. Xenophilia's School of Good. See, this is the problem. I don't know how I feel about him. Because, like, on one hand, he sold out Harry, Ron, and Hermione to the Death Eaters. But on the other hand, he did it to, like, protect his daughter and try and save his daughter. But he really annoyed me. So, he can be sent to Azkaban. The next is Quirrell. He also can be sent to Azkaban. Because, yes, he was, like, not, like... It's kind of one of those things for Quirrell where it's like, yeah, you can make the argument he wasn't that bad, but he still said yes to letting Voldemort possess him. Which is weird for someone who's in Ravenclaw House. Like, how does that make sense to have the Dark Lord possess you? Like, yeah. So, yeah. He can be sent to Azkaban. The next is Stan Sunpike, who I just feel bad for. Because I'm pretty sure he was under the Imperius Curse the entire time. I think that's what they say in the books. I don't know if that's true for sure. So I just feel bad for him, but I'm gonna put him in the Hufflepuff category. Next is Rita Skeeter. We can also just kill her off too. I'm okay with that. She just annoys. No, you know, we'll send her to Azkaban. Should have made another category for like Dementor's Kiss, specifically for Rita Skeeter. So just know, that's what she's under. She's like, she can be like kissed by a Dementor. She can go to Azkaban and be kissed by a Dementor. I'd be okay with that. Yeah. Cormac McLagan. Again, I don't like him as a character. Like, he's super annoying, but again, he brings out like the jealous side of Ron. I'm gonna send him to Azkaban too. He's not my favorite. The other one is Angelina Johnson. Honestly, I wish she was in it too more, especially since she like goes on to marry George, I think. Yeah, she goes on to marry George. So I wish they had added her more in it. I feel like Angelina would have been a really good captain if Umbridge was there and Harry wasn't like kicked off the team along with Fred and George. So I like Angelina. I just feel bad for her. I'm gonna put her in the Hufflepuff category. Crabbe and Goyle. Goyle, Crabbe. I don't. Meh. Pansy Parkinson can just die. I'm okay with that. And then we have 3 left. So we got Regulus Black. How do I feel about him? Because yes, he was a Death Eater, but then he literally like did the whole thing with the locket. Did that, so like you gotta respect him. So he's in the Hufflepuff category. Then there's Nagini. Not taking Fantastic Beasts into consideration, if that really is how they're playing it out, I can kill Nagini and not feel bad. Taking Fantastic Beasts into consideration, if that's the route they're going, I might re-rank it, because then I'd feel bad, because then she's just doing what snakes do. But, I mean, like... Okay, you know what? We're not going to kill Nagini. We're going to put Nagini in Azkaban. And then there's Crookshanks. I do love Crookshanks. I love it because I remember like reading Prisoner of Azkaban for the first time and being like, Crookshanks knows something somehow. Like I remember thinking that and being like, Crookshanks knows something. I don't know how, but it's like if it's a cat that was in the magical menagerie, it knows something. It has some sort of instinct. So I'm putting Crookshanks in the Honorable Weasley category. So I think that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. I definitely liked making it. This is going to be a long video, but I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It means so much to me. I hope to make more videos like this and the other videos on my channel. So yeah, and I will see you in the next one.